Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchiimoh, and on this channel I talk about cake business. I share tips on entrepreneurship, personal development, story time, I do tutorials, vlogs, I share recipes as well, and you're welcome. In today's video we're going to be talking about fondant facts. Yes, facts about fondant, things that I feel that you should know when it comes to fondant cakes. Now, this is something that I feel would help you, would go a long way to help, because I get questions surrounding or about fondant cakes, fondant from time to time. And I want to just throw more light, share knowledge on what I have learned so far working on fondant cakes. Now, if it's something you're interested in, I would plead with you to keep on watching, because I'll be right back. So the first fact I'll be sharing is this: fondant cakes are pricier or more pricey than buttercream cakes or whipped cream cakes. In fact, I don't think they should be in a place where we would compare them in terms of the pricing. Why? Because fondant cakes takes more resources, requires more time to make. It requires more effort to make. When you're decorating, you need more effort. It also requires a greater level of skill and creativity. So that's why you shouldn't charge low for fondant cakes. Charge right and charge well for your fondant cakes, because like I said, they take a lot of time. You cannot be charging, say, 20,000 naira for your 8-inch buttercream cake, and then you're charging like 25,000 naira for your fondant cakes. The difference is, it's very, very slim. The difference is very, very minimal, and it doesn't in any way compare to the work that is involved in making fondant cakes. Even if they are minimal designs, even if they are designs that are not so technical, fondant cakes are more pricey than buttercream cakes. Fondant cakes are more pricey than buttercream cakes, and this is a no-brainer. So always bear this at the back of your mind when you're working with fondant cakes. Fact number 2 is this: you can actually flavor your fondant. So when you're working with fondant, you can flavor it. I believe I've shared the story in one of my videos in the past. So there was a customer I made a cake for, and I think it was for her child, her daughter's birthday. So they took it to school, and I made kind of balls on them. I don't know if I still have that picture. I still have the picture. So I made balls out of fondant, and put them on the cake as part of the decoration. And I think she said one of them ate the fondant in school and said it wasn't sweet or it didn't taste nice, something like that. So I'm like, this is fondant. We don't really eat that around here. People don't really eat fondant around. Don't know if it happens in other places, but here we just more like take it off the cake and then cut our cakes, and that is all. But the child happened to eat it and said it didn't taste like bubble gum, something along those lines. So when next I had to make a cake for her, I had to flavor the cake. So I was like, okay, we can make it sweet, we can make it tasty, something along those lines. We can make it even taste, I just wanted to flavor it. I was just being creative on how to, add taste to my fondant. So you can actually flavor it, and that led me to flavoring my fondant when I was working with it, okay, or making it. So actually flavor it by putting your flavor into the mix and then kneading it into your fondant. So when you eat it, it can taste like banana, it can taste like strawberry, it can taste like whatever you flavor you add to it. So if you want to be creative and you just want to explore, and you have the means of stretching yourself, or your clients can accommodate such in their payments, and then you can afford to flavor your fondant. So the third thing is storage. So fondant can be stored, all right, but I wouldn't advise you to make it days ahead before you need it. So like if you need it on Monday, you now make it on maybe a Wednesday. Let's assume that this is the weekend, which actually is, okay, so today is Saturday. So I assume that you're going to use the fondant, so probably have a fondant cake for Thursday next week, and you have already made the fondant today. Why make it so early? It's going to just, when it sets, it's going to become hard, and you will need to just have to start kneading all over again, and kneading really hard to bring it back to itself, to bring it back to the life, right? So I would just advise that you make your fondants close to when you need it, and don't make in bulk. Just make for what you need or what you can use within a certain period, and you exhaust it. Even if you have leftovers, they'll just be small. So let's go to storage, like I mentioned. So you can store fondant. First, the A part is storing it after you make it. So after you make a fondant, there is really no need to put it in the fridge. There's really no need to put it in the freezer. I don't know if people do this in certain places, but I do not do it. So once I'm done with making my fondant, and I have learned over time that it's better to make it like a day ahead, so it has time to set and it is fine for you to use, okay? So when I make it, I store it in a plastic wrap. I store it in a nylon, like we call it here, plastic bag, if that's how you know it by, or something. Store it in a cling film, in a wrap, and then put it in a Ziploc bag or put it in a container, and then just lock it. It has to be airtight. Okay, so that's how you store fondant when you make it. Now, storing fondant covered cakes. Very interesting. So I know I've said it before that you shouldn't put fondant cakes in the fridge, or in the fridge, okay? But I've come across a couple of posts that talk about, in fact, I saw one today. The person said she keeps her fondant cakes in the freezer. Anyway, that was on Instagram. In the fridge, I beg your pardon. I think in the fridge. Yes, and so people were asking, somebody asked what's the secret, and she said no secret. But then I was still going through the comments, and I saw people saying different things. Now they tell you that you can store, now they mention that you can store your cakes in the fridge, but they don't tell you other things, and they don't mention other variables in quote that are involved. For example, the weather. Okay, because somebody talked, I think she said she lives in Bali or somewhere. I can't remember exactly where she said she lives, the country she mentioned now, but she said the weather is hot now. So if she puts it in the fridge and brings it out, it begins to sweat almost immediately. I'm just paraphrasing. So it doesn't take time for it to start, the condensation to set in, and for it to start sweating. So these are variables that you, I believe, you as an instructor or somebody who is knowledgeable in the field should share. So when you say you can store your fondant in the fridge, let them know this is involved, this factor is involved, this is under this condition, this. Don't just say that. Be mindful of the fact that there are people that live in with different weather conditions, in different climates and all of that. So you can store, according to what I saw now, some people really do store their fondants in the fridge, but then be mindful of the temperature. Another person mentioned, which I've heard before, I've known about this before, or I've read about this before. So if you're putting your fondant cake in the fridge, when you bring it out, you take it immediately to an air-conditioned room. Okay, so put it in a room where you have the AC working, functioning nicely, and it would, while condensating, is that a word? So while that condensation is taking place, it is also drying at the same time. So this is one condition under which you can store your fondant in the fridge. I'm not advocating, but I'm just trying to create awareness concerning this information, because I know that it's out there and probably might see it sometime in the future. The second person also said you can store it in the box. I know someone here in Nigeria who I think made, this was a wedding cake. I don't know if she made it ahead of time or they postponed the wedding or something happened. So, and she had baked this fruit cake, covered them in fondant. So what she did was to wrap them up in bags, plastic bags, and put them in the freezer. I've also heard of storing your fondant cakes in boxes. So you store them in boxes and put them in your fridge. Now, if you bring them out, according to what they say, disclaimer, this is not me, but according to what they say, which obviously worked for them, is that the condensation would now be on the cake box or on the plastic wrap or on the bag that you use instead of on the cake. Okay, so this is what I feel I should put out there when it comes to storage. For me, I just store mine at room temperature in an AC room where the air is cool and dry, and I am good to go. There's no need for me to store in the fridge. If there was need for me to store in the fridge, maybe, but for now, I don't see any reason storing my fondant cakes in the fridge or in the freezer. The fourth thing is that you can tint your fondant by adding color to it. No, the fourth thing is that you can actually tint your fondant by adding color to it. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, so you can either use powdered color, gel color, food paste color, I beg your pardon. So powdered color, gel color, or paste color. Try not to use liquid, because just as it affects the consistency of buttercream, it also affects the consistency of your fondant. So if you use a food color that is light and runny, it's also going to make your fondant light and runny. So what you do simply is just to add the food color. Now this might seem like this is too simple an information. No, it's not that simple. So that it's simple to you, or that you know it, does not mean everybody knows it, or does not mean it's simple to everyone. I get these questions from time to time, and I don't consider them as off, because I know that people are new and people learn these things. People need to learn. We all learn at some point. So if you want to tint your fondant, just take a bit of the food color and add it to your white fondant, and then knead it in. Okay, so you knead it in, and that is how you can tint your fondant to any color that you want. Besides, you can blend these colors, you can mix them, you can combine colors to give you different shades. Now let me make mention that I have a couple of classes, like I mentioned before, coming up next month in April by God's grace, I want to do affordable classes for people. I'm looking to have baking classes, and then buttercream, because that's one of the things that has been highly requested for. So I want specifics, please. If you want to have an online buttercream class, what are the things you're looking to learn? Somebody talked about combing. Okay, I've taken note of that. If you want an on-site class, also talk to me. You can come to talk to me via DM. Okay, let's iron this out and let's know what we can do to make it work. But I'm really open to making this classes reasonably affordable. So don't come to me and say you want to do an on-site class, so I'll provide all the materials for 5,000 naira. No, it won't work. Don't say 10,000. No, it won't work. Okay, so give me something, a reasonable range, and let's see how to work this out. Okay, so look out for the ads, look out for these classes, and please enroll. I think I'm going to be teaching carrot cake, coconut cake, and some other ones. I don't know for now. So just let me know what you want to learn. Aside what I have on my channel, what are you looking to learn from me? Just let me know in the comments below. The fifth fact is this: you can actually make pastillage, I believe that's what they call it, or gum paste, sugar paste from your fondant simply by adding CMC to it. Okay, I think you've seen me do this a couple of times in my videos. So if I want something, probably I want to make something, a fondant piece, and I want it to dry faster, I want it to dry quickly, I would just add CMC to my fondant. It makes it hard, it makes it get, dry fast, it makes it hard, and you can easily mold objects with it, mold fondant figurines, make characters, do whatever you want with it. It will dry really fast, and it will also dry hard. But please be careful not to go overboard, because if you put too much of CMC in it, it's going to crack, it's going to break, it's going to make a mess. Your fondant will tear, you won't be able to use it, because as you're kneading, it's beginning to act on it. If you find out that when you put too much of CMC in your fondant, you'll find out that as you're kneading, it's becoming hard for you to knead, it's becoming hard for you to stretch. That's because you put too much of CMC, and it will be hard, and it will begin to tear, it will just be tearing. Instead of it being pliable and stretchy, it will begin to cut, to begin to break. So do not go overboard with adding CMC. Just a little bit, a little sprinkle is fine. It goes a long way. So these are the 5 fondant facts that I'll be sharing with you, and I believe that they've gone a long way to help. By the way, I have an award-winning fondant recipe. If you've not jumped on this train, if you've not signed up for this fondant recipe class, what are you waiting for? It's very affordable. Okay, before I review the price, I think you should take advantage of this offer. So if you're looking to learn my fondant recipe, please send me a message. So I bakecakestick@gmail.com. For now, it is still 3,500 naira, and you can learn how to get this fondant recipe. I don't change my fondant recipes. What I've been using since 2015. I don't change it year in, year out. I don't change it according to the months. I use it from January to December, and it works really fine for me. It doesn't sweat, it's really pliable. So please, if you'd like to learn, send me a mail to ibakecakestick@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're yet to like this video, please drop me some fruits. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it insightful and valuable, drop me some fruits in the comments. If you also have questions, you can drop them in the comments. Please don't ask for my fondant recipe. I see some of you doing it. You know that it's for sale, so please don't ask me for my recipe. Sign up for the classes. It's very, very cheap and very affordable. So if you have other questions, you're not clear about anything, drop them in the comments and I would answer them. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please click on the subscribe button, turn on notifications, so that you'll become part of the family and enjoy the goodness that we get here from learning. Also share this video with those in your cooking communities, your groups, on Telegram, Instagram, WhatsApp, wherever. Share my videos with them. Tell somebody about this channel, okay? Tell somebody about this channel. Spread the good news, spread the word. Until I see you in the next video, stay happy, stay safe, and stay blessed.